After clearing Ambershard Mine of bandits and looting the place as much as I could, I would take my new gold I gained and selling it all, complete the improvements to my equipment that I started. Before those Imperials took me prisoner a few days ago, I was wearing a set of scout leather armor, fully upgraded with my meager smithing skills, and 2 steel longswords that I bought in the Imperial City. I think I have enough experience to learn from Alvor the blacksmith in Riverwood how to make steel weapons and armor now. I also had an orcish bow, which is better than even this hunting bow I found in the mine, but I have no idea how to make one of those. It would take a lot of coin to buy a new one, or I'll need to become a really skilled smith to make it. That bow was a gift from my good friend Inigo some months back. Speaking of which, I'll have to go and see him soon when I get the chance. What he's doing in Riften prison, I have no idea. Not that Sven helped very much in Embershard Mine. Okay, he didn't help at all, but it was nice to at least not be alone with so much danger. That bandit leader with the 2-handed axe was one of the biggest challenges of my life in terms of a fight, and I'm just fortunate to have survived it. Sadly, if I'm having trouble against bandits, I won't stand a chance against the assassins from the family when they show up. And it's only a matter of when, not if. I cannot stay around Riverwood for too much longer. I have to prepare to leave for other work around the area. I could always find a wild horse out there and tame it. It would be much cheaper than buying a new one. But I don't know. Maybe doing jobs like a mercenary around Skyrim or... becoming an adventurer might be what I should be doing. I've gotten used to living like a more civilized person since moving to Cyrodiil. I like having coin and I like having paid work to keep me busy. For all those years in the Legion, I feel I need a purpose instead of just surviving out in the wilderness. Unless, of course, I have no choice. Choice. I had a choice years ago, and I believe I made the wrong one. I wanted to move my wife and daughter away from Silverfish Falls, where it was just too dangerous being that close to the Eldmeri Dominion. It was a town with no walls, and very vulnerable, as had already been proved. Amelia, my wife, had been living with her father, a crippled old man from the Great War. We had a great deal of mutual respect for each other and always got along fine. Amelia didn't want to move to some small, landless place within a city, and wanted to raise Salonia out in the open, where there was a small farm. This is also where her ancestors had been living for hundreds of years. I even offered to try and buy land further north, where it was safer, but she still refused. Even with being kidnapped before by bandits, she told me that that is why she had me as a husband, to protect our family and Silverfish Falls. This was a point of contention between us, and now I wish I lived up to the brutish Nord reputation and just forcibly removed her. At least, if I had, things wouldn't have ended up the way they did. She didn't want to move? Fine. Then I decided to build a strong, protective home and teach her how to defend herself. I also saw to it that there were more patrols in the area. I could do this since I attained the rank of Centurion in 194, and had more pull on what happened in southern Cyrodiil for our patrols. Life was good for the next 3 years. We wanted to have another child, but I guess this Nord was only able to break down that one and only barrier. In our time together, she was not able to be with child again. But, as it was, I would have been content with what we had. Salonia was quite the handful, running around and getting into trouble as soon as she could walk. Yes, she started running as soon as she could walk. Sort of like her big dad did at her age. Now there had always been a lot of bandit camps along the Silverfish River, and we routinely burned them out, but they always came back. Word was that the Thalmor sent several clandestine agents across the border to stir up trouble this year, alongside many Bosmer and Khajiits to organize the bandits. It had become a yearly event in the spring, but by the year of 199 it was the worst we've ever seen. This was the year it all went to oblivion. As you might have guessed, the town of Silverfish Falls was massacred and burned to the ground. The Eldmeri Dominion had killed my father, and now my wife. There were few survivors, but one boy told me my wife fought and killed several bandits before she was brought down. I never found my daughter, but I buried my wife and my father-in-law after searching for Salonia for days. Thankfully, I had the picture put into a locket by the same artist in the Imperial City, so I could always have my loved ones with me when I was with the Legion. At first, I left the locket on Amelia's grave, but as I walked away, I felt I couldn't part with it. I needed something to hold on to remember them, so I kept it with me. At first, the Legion was in agreement. Find the large group of bandits and eliminate them. But these were not your normal kind. These bandits were extremely stealthy. Tracks showed almost a foreknowledge of where to be and where we weren't. Many in my cohort suspected the use of magic for this raid. The battle mages under my command, after days of inspecting the tracks and movements, agreed. This was a message from the Thalmor that we are not safe and never will be. This was the worst atrocity committed against the Empire since the sacking of the Imperial City. Hundreds died at Silverfish Falls. What's this? Please.
Seems like Dorothy grows a head taller every season.
Their daughter.
Hi. She's helping me in the house and even helps her father at the forge.
She'll make a fine wife someday.
Thanks, sure. I have a lot of years before I have to worry about that.
Not too many. She looks around 10. What is this? Read, please help. Please consider helping support the local stray cats in the area by dropping a septum in our bowl. Oh, why not? Well, 2 more dropped out of my fingers than I would have liked, but I'm not going to take it back. Really working on this town, huh? Okay, Sven. I'm going to go and sell what I can at the Riverwood trader. And then...
Mara bless you for agreeing to help us.
Well, I feel like resting after that. Hello.
The sooner you find the claw, the sooner our lives can get back to normal.
Maybe. What have you got for sale?
Some may call this junk. Me, I call them treasures.
I'm more interested about what I can sell. Anthemist. Amethyst. Why do I call it the wrong thing? Amethyst. Oh, I brought this bandit iron armor. Of a very bad woman that I killed. Garnet. Longbow, get rid of that. Oh, I also... the hunting bow I have, I actually made it stronger by wrapping some leather strips around it, so it can draw more weight. A ruby. Spell tombs, flames. I think that is about it, actually. I have some books to read. I don't know why I have this. You can have it. Beware of necromancers. Everybody knows to be aware of them.
Till next time.
Alright. Well, we cleared out one mine. I am a little tired after everything. And it was still daylight. Or I shouldn't say tired, I'm sore. Thought it would be much better, but after that fight with that bandit leader, I can feel it. So, what is a deer doing here? I don't know if I have the draw to bring down such a big deer with this bow.
These are dark days.
But I can tell you one thing I can do right now.
Hard to make things better, eh?
Maybe I should take my bow off. No swords. Where I'm going is where I'm going to remove the dirt. You don't have to watch this, Sven. Actually, that'd be a little weird if you do. As I said, I lost a lot of weight over the last couple years. I used to be a lot larger. I still have my height, though. What's that ruckus? Dog over there barking? Okay, this river's cold, and I am almost naked. Oof. My wife always said I was a fool for throwing on clothes while I was still wet, but I always told her it'd dry quickly on me. My body heat brings it. Makes the water go away.
So, do you get that weird taste in your mouth before battle too?
Listen,
What is that?
I don't want to talk about weird tastes in my mouth. Maybe I should talk to this guy. Then I'll go rest. There's still lots of light out.
Yes?
So, you wanted to talk to me earlier.
Greetings, stranger. The name's Jormir, and I'm at your service. Let me know if there's anything I can help you with. Perhaps you need your boots shined, or your tunic washed, or need a letter delivered?
Wow. You're really, bottom of the ladder, aren't you? I don't think you're much younger than I am. Well, maybe about 5 years. You should be, out adventuring or something. You shouldn't sell yourself so hard, boy. It makes you look desperate.
But I am desperate. It's mostly because people only offer a few septums for my services. Oh, I get it. You mean my desperation is why they offer me so little?
Pretty much.
Wow, you're really wise, stranger. Can I be your apprentice? I'll cook and clean, and craft potions to heal your wounds.
You want to be my apprentice? I'm an adventurer, I guess. Or hunter? Whatever you want to call me. I'll consider it.
Really? I'll do everything you ask. Just say the word.
You're fairly young for someone living out on his own, though. Don't you have a job in town?
If you're asking if I specialize in something, I'd say I do just about everything. For
Yeah,
instance,
from the
I
sounds
used to
of it.
help Sven chop lumber. That is, until the day he almost lost his hand at the sawmill. It wasn't my fault, he ran into me. But he hasn't asked for my help since. Same with Delphine. She says I broke too many dishes. I broke maybe 3, at the most.
3 dishes does seem like a lot. Maybe you're being too hard on her.
Ha! That woman seems sweet on the outside, but beware. She has a real mean streak, too. Girder, though she'll vouch for me. And the blacksmith fellow. I forget his name. He taught me how to strip leather down.
Alvor, you're right next to him. You
I'm
were just
guessing
talking
he
to
would
him.
have hired me as his apprentice. But I think he knew I was destined for more.
I don't know. You're always breaking stuff around the forge. I don't think I'd want you around the forge. I'm sensing a pattern with your previous employers.
I know what you're getting at. I hear the whispers. But the only pattern I see is one of versatility. I mean, I'm no fool. Yes, I can be clumsy. And Hara knows I'm not the best cook. But that's only because I'm not really concentrating what I'm doing. Why should I? It's not as if the lumber chopping and dishwashing is a mentally exhausting skill. I figure I can do that stuff while I fill my head with greater pursuits.
And what might those pursuits be?
The most noble pursuits that any man can endeavor. Vanquishing vampires, beheading warlocks, and saving damsels from the claws of despair. Whenever I work the bench, I imagine I'm hammering my foes into submission.
Oh,
Whenever I deliver a letter, I imagine I'm charging the battlements of Fort Graydon. Sometimes, when I'm in the middle of a job, I'll accidentally whisper under my breath. Something like, "Die, you dastardly bandits." Oh, you should see the look on my patrons' faces. Although it's kind of like the face you're making now.
yeah, I can imagine. Adventuring is no child's game, boy. Your head is too far in the clouds. Kinnereth is gonna blow you away.
Ha! You sound like my father. Where were you 18 years ago on the 14th of Frostfall?
Huh?
I'll tell you what I told him. I don't plan to go out into the wilderness unprepared. I've been in countless fights already. In fact, I'm fighting right now, even as we speak.
In your imagination. Alright. Well, I'll come back to you.
Farewell.
Watch this one, Alvor. He's, different. What are Imperial soldiers doing here?
Can the sawmill handle those logs? They look a mite big.
Aye, it can. Wouldn't want them any bigger, though.
Lots
And
of
the
them.
blade?
Getting down. We'll need a new one soon.
I'll talk to Alvar about getting us a new one.
I'm a little worried if they're looking for me. There's a lot of them. I do look different, though, with my... I'm not in rags. Many Nords kind of look like me. Especially from Cyrodiil, but there's so many
I heard
Imperial
the Jormir
soldiers
is
who
hiding
are
out
Nords.
somewhere in Skyrim. You know, fella who wrote that cookbook?
The cookbook? Hello.
The Legion's always looking for strong, capable warriors. If you think you've got what it takes, our headquarters is in Solitude.
Why are you two injured? Well, there was more coming. I saw them.
These are dark days. At least we know we're doing our part to make things better, eh?
Even the quartermaster's injured. Alright. Well, this day has gone on long enough. Oh, and I forgot to do this. Let's see if I can use their pot. Let's see what kind of food I can make. Be nice to have something. I'm actually out of food besides... Well, I can't really count drink, but... I've got a lot of things to make. Apple cabbage stew. One of the things that I still remember from what Auntie taught me. I used to cook it during the time with the Legion, too. How many of them can I make? I have 3 more cabbages, 1 more red apple. I should have picked up more red apples.
Fair as the morning sun.
But I can make cabbage soup. Always filling, always good for you, like Auntie used to say. Pheasant roast, well, it depends on how many salt I have. I can make all these. Potato soup. I'd rather have a little something in it than just potatoes, but this is a lot of food. A rabbit haunch. I better do something, salt these, cook them up, otherwise they're all going to go bad on me. How many do I have? 4 rabbit legs. Alright. Well, that's it then. No, I haven't gotten your golden claw back yet. Well, that's an interesting picture, or painting. I've always admired paintings. This wasn't one of your family members, was it? Maybe your mother? Looks like it's from Cyrodiil. Oh, yes. She is a fine one. Alright, well, only thing left to do now. What about the fish I caught? I guess I could use it for alchemy if they're too small to eat. They're really small, like about the size of my thumb.
We got warm food, warm drinks, and warm beds.
I want to talk to this warrior. One warrior to another, I can tell he's experienced.
What can I do for you?
The owners on the alchemy lab. I could rent a room again? Where's that? Oh, Orgnar. Hello.
We need a room? Talk to Delphine.
Heard any good rumors lately?
They say a dragon attacked Helgen. Sounds like hogwash to me.
No, I was there. I saw the dragon. What have you got for sale?
Take a look.
Oh, this is all the food that I have. Quite a lot, actually. I'm not going to go hungry for a while. Alright, well,
Nice to be back in
heard any other rumors?
Word is, Ulfric's Stormcloak escaped from the Imperials.
Yeah.
War's only gonna get worse now.
Alright.
Until next time.
Need something?
Who do I rent the bed from? Delphine?
You're that visitor been poking around.
Yeah. Delphine.
I'm the innkeeper. It's
Yeah.
my business to keep track of strangers.
I know. You really have an eye on everybody. I felt you kind of wondering who I was, if I was a threat or not. I don't know what that means, but I'd like to rent a room.
Are you joking? You just rented a room from me.
Oh, well. The day is kind of getting on, but maybe I'll talk to, this... what's wrong with me? Redguard, that's what they're... Hey.
You in need of a companion, friend? Well, then you're in luck. I reckon I've killed more men than there are minutes in a day.
Wow. So, you've killed more than... how many minutes are in a day? 1440 men?
Lot few, huh? At this rate, I guess I better change it to seconds, then.
Why are you putting yourself between me and the...
But who's counting?
Why do you talk so slow? I thought I talked slow. Where'd you learn to fight?
I got my start as a pit dog in the Imperial City Arena.
Ah, like my brother.
Worked my way up to Gladiator before I got bored and quit. They say the best techniques are left by the survivors. With me gone, I guess everyone will have something to offer.
My brother's higher in ranking. Was he champion? Not the top champion, but a champion. Gladiator, huh? Impressive.
I know. And I would have been Grand Champion,
That's
too.
it, Grand Champion.
If not for the burden. Oh, I know what you're thinking. Fair maidens in my bed and good stew in my belly. Some burden. Well, that ain't what I'm talking about.
Why did you leave the arena, then?
Well, friend, it all comes down to who your opponent is. I'm square with killing men, but with a Grand Champion, ain't no more men to fight. So, they bring in beasts. Minotaurs and things.
Oh, do they?
I don't like it one bit.
So you just quit?
If a man chooses to enter the arena, it's what you call his prerogative. A beast ain't got no say in the matter. I kill horkers for food and bears for hides. I don't kill no animal for sport.
Why did you become an arena fighter?
Why not? You need to get out more, friend.
Get out?
The arena is the most celebrated spectacle in all of Tamriel.
I've been all over
To
Cyrodiil.
fight and die in the arena is a great honor. To fight and live, well, do that and you carve your name amongst the gods.
Well, I've talked to my brother a lot about it, but...
We're doing our part to make things better, eh?
what makes the arena so popular?
'Cause it's fair. It's about the only place you can truly measure a man's worth. If I ask the folks here who has the best mead in Skyrim, one person might say Blackbriar mead, another might vouch for Honning Brew.
Oh.
If I asked for the best alchemist, bard or scribe, or which inn was warmest, and which wench the sweetest, there'd be many replies, but no answer. But if I asked you who was the strongest, who could best any man in the pit, there'd be no debate. you'd know by who was left standing.
I see.
Only in the arena can a man be judged by his own merits.
I've talked to my brother about this, but the appetite for blood sport could not have been high after the war.
You're mistaken. It couldn't have been higher. The people were hungry, not for blood, but for entertainment. The arena, friend, was a welcome diversion from the throes of war.
The rain.
Because there's no death in the arena. Not to them. If you're a spectator, ain't nothing that happens in that pit real. It's all a game.
Describe the arena experience.
The words won't do it justice. Not mine, anyway. But you can imagine, can't you? That moment when you stand behind the gate in a cold sweat. The air's so thick you can taste the blood. The crowd's buzzing. The flies are buzzing. Then they wheel up the iron. You hear this roar. So loud it rumbles in your chest. You don't know who they cheer for, or what they cheer for. Victory, glory, or death. But that's the beauty of the arena, ain't it? Nothing's ever written. Nothing's ever known. The grand champion can win 100 matches and name a skeever as his next opponent, and the audience will still hold their breath. Unlike the stories, it's always a surprise when the hero wins, 'cause in the arena, the hero's allowed to fail.
Well, that's interesting. I'm more interested in the gambling aspect. I used to bet on the games, especially on my brother.
Can't tell you much about that. I mean, I heard the whispers. Sometimes you see good fighters lose to pit dogs. Next day, they show up with swords so enchanted they crapped mages when you swung them. There was one Khajiit fighter, the others called Jingle. Said every night he went home, win or lose, his pockets jingled with gold. But ain't no one ever approached me. They knew where I stood. I grew up watching the fights. I learned enough then to know glory was the best coin.
Alright, that's all the questions I have about the arena.
You ought to travel to Cyrodiil sometime, friend.
No. No, thank you.
Test your valor.
I was there for the last 11 years. What brought you to Skyrim?
The Horkers, my friend.
The Horkers?
The Horkers. I can't get enough of a good bowl of Horker stew. Fresh garlic, tomatoes, a sprinkle of lavender.
Now you're making me hungry. I miss Horker stew. Could use some carrots, maybe some minced onions.
You keep talking like that, and we'll need to get you an apron and a chef hat. Also Horkers.
You're in the wrong place. Riverwood isn't exactly the Horker capital of Skyrim.
That isn't it. You see, I've tried stews of all different flavors from all over Tamriel. I've tried your venizons and your steaks. I've tried your bug meat, your hoarder pies, and Taurus nuggets. Some wood elf charlatan even tried to sell me what he called a wyvern steak, but it tasted like mountain goat. I've tried every meat from the Somerset Isles to the shores of Solstein, and ain't nothing compared to a fresh pot of Horker stew. But you know what I haven't tried? I haven't tried a dragon. And call me crazy, but I think I saw one fly this way not long ago.
There was a dragon at Helgen. You probably saw that one.
You don't say. Sounds like Imbri owes me a drink. Said I was more likely to see a horker with wings.
Oh, that would be a sight.
I reckon that would be too good to be true.
Huh. All right, then. Nice talking to you.
Goodbye.
The name's Jormir.
Yes,
and I'm
Jormir.
just the man for the job.
Yes, you keep saying it. Well, at least I can use this. Think. Did I get more ingredients? A skeever hide. What goes with skeever hide? Fly amanita? No. Well, resist fire with fly amanita, but I need something else to go with it. Piss carp. Fly amanita? No. Fly amanita. Rock warbler egg? No. Silverside perch and fly amanita? Nothing, nothing, nothing. I can't make this potion on its own. I'm not really much of a potion maker, as you can see.
A pint of your finest meat.
Well, I'm gonna go and rest for the night, and then in the morning we'll go on another adventure. No. Oh, Sven.
I've got your back.
Need to part ways now.
I'll head back home if you need me.
Can't imagine this book taking that long to read, but I was really curious about the Dragonborn. The Book of the Dragonborn by Prior Emmeline Madrine. Sounds like a Breton name. Order of Talos, Wayne and Priory. Year 360 of the Third Era, 21st of the reign of His Majesty Pelagius the Fourth. So this was certainly in the previous era. 360. Did it end 433? Yes. Many people have heard the term Dragonborn. We are, of course, ruled by the Dragonborn Emperors. Oh, that was back then. I heard it's changed since the Fourth Era began. But the true meaning of the term is not commonly understood. For those of us in the Order of Talos, this is a subject near and dear to our hearts. And in this book, I will attempt to illuminate the history and significance of those known as Dragonborn. Down through the ages. Most scholars agree that the term was first used in connection with the Covenant of Akatosh, when this blessed Saint Alessia was given the Amulet of Kings, and the dragon fires of the Temple of the One were first lit. Akatosh, looking with pity upon the plight of men, drew precious blood from his own heart, and blessed Saint Alessia with this blood, and blessed Saint Alessia with this blood of dragons, and made a covenant that so long as Alessia's generations were true to the dragon blood, Akatosh would endeavor to seal tight the gates of oblivion and to deny the armies of Daedra and undead to their enemies, the Daedra-loving Aelids. Those blessed by Akatosh with the dragon blood became known more simply as Dragonborn. The connection with the rulers of the Empire was thus there from the beginning. Only those of the dragon blood were able to wear the Amulet of Kings and light the dragon fires. All the legitimate rulers of the Empire have been Dragonborn. The emperors and empresses of the First Cyrodiilic Empire, founded by Alessia, Riemann of Cyrodiil and his heirs, and of course Tiber Septim and his heirs, down to our current emperor, His Majesty Pelagius Septim IV. I think Pelagius was a Nord, was he not? That's not a Nordic name, though. Because of this connection with the emperors, however, the other significance of the Dragonborn has been obscured and largely forgotten by all but scholars and those of us dedicated to the service of the blessed Talos. Who was Tiber Septim? Very few realize that being Dragonborn is not a simple matter of heredity. Being the blessing of Akatosh himself, it is beyond our understanding exactly how and why it is bestowed. Those who become emperor and light the dragon fires are surely Dragonborn. The proof is in the wearing of the amulet and the lighting of the fires. But were they Dragonborn and thus able to do these things, or was the doing the sign of the blessing of Akatosh descending upon them? All that we can say is that it is both, and neither, a divine mystery. The line of septums have all been Dragonborn, of course, which is one reason the simplistic notion of it being hereditary has become so commonplace. But we know for certain that the early Cyrodiilic rulers were not all related. There is also no evidence that Riemann Cyrodiil was descended from Alessia, although there are many legends that would make it so, most of them dating from the time of Riemann and likely attempts to legitimize his rule. We know that the Blades, usually thought of as the Emperor's bodyguards, originated in Akaviri crusaders who invaded Tamriel for obscure reasons in the late First Era. They appear to have been searching for a Dragonborn. The events of Pale Pass bear this out, and the Akaviri were the first to proclaim Riemann Cyrodiil as Dragonborn. In fact, it was the Akaviri who did the most to promote his standing as Emperor, although Riemann himself never took that title in his lifetime. Oh. He was Emperor, but never took the title. And of course, there is no known hereditary connection between Tiber Septim and any of the previous Dragonborn rulers of Tamriel. Whether there can be more than one Dragonborn at any time is another mystery. The emperors have done their best to dismiss this notion, but of course the imperial succession itself means that at the very least there are two or more potential Dragonborn at any time. The current ruler and his or her heirs. The history of the Blades also hints at this, although little is known of their activities during the interregnum between Riemann's empire and the rise of Tiber Septim. Many believe that the Blades continued to search out and guard those they believed were, or might be, Dragonborn during this time. Lastly, we come to the question of the true meaning of being Dragonborn. This isn't telling me about why the dragons are back. The connection with dragons is so obvious that it has almost been forgotten. In these days, when dragons are a distant memory, that's why I got this book. We forget that in the early days, being Dragonborn meant having the dragon blood. Some scholars believe that was meant quite literally, although the exact significance is not known. The Nords tell tales of Dragonborn heroes who were great dragon slayers, able to steal the power of dragons they killed. Indeed, it is well known that the Akaviri sought out and killed many dragons during their invasion, and there is some evidence that this continued after they became Riemann Cyrodiil's Dragon Guard again. Again, the connection to dragons. The direct predecessor to the Blades of today. Oh, the Akaviri. I leave you with what is known as the Prophecy of the Dragonborn. It is often said to originate in an Elder Scroll, but although it is sometimes also attributed to the ancient Akaviri, many have attempted to decipher it, and many have also believed that its omens had been fulfilled and that the advent of the last Dragonborn was at hand. I make no claims as an interpreter of prophecy, but it does suggest that the true significance of Akatosh's gift to mortal kind has yet to be fully understood. When misrule takes its place at the 8 corners of the world. One could say that it could be now. When the brass tower walks and time is reshaped. I have no idea what that means. When the thrice blessed fail and the red tower trembles. Thrice blessed fail. Red tower trembles. When the Dragonborn ruler loses his throne and the white tower falls. Wasn't that with the last emperor of the Third Era? When the snow tower lies sundered, kingless, bleating, the world eater wakes, and the wheel turns upon the last Dragonborn. When the snow tower, the white gold tower in Imperial City, lies sundered, kingless. Well, there was a king at the time when it was taken. But that could be also back to the Third Era when the last Dragonblood Emperor died. I don't know. Prophecy. Well, I think it's time to sleep. Let's get up early in the morning. Stamina. And health. Alright. Alright. Doing more damage with my bow is exactly what I need. Oops. And I think to get the swords that I've been wanting to get, all that time on the forge recently has helped to increase my skill. Steel smithing. Now I can create steel armor and weapons at forges and improve them twice as much. Whew, whew. I am a little famished. Seems like there's always people here at the tables. How about some apple cabbage? How about I eat some of this meat? No matter what it is, it's going to go bad if I don't eat it in time. The cheese is starting to smell. That's one thing. And grilled leeks. Cheese and leeks, that's not a meal. Need some kind of pheasant roast. And wash it down with some wine. There we go.
Need something?
Two people, actually, but later. I'm gonna go up to that barrel. Get that golden claw, if I can.
I still had a few steps left in me, but after falling down the inn stairs, I can barely get up from my wheelchair.
Well, you seem to be okay standing on it right now. Alvor, good morning to you. I could use some more cabbage. Old cat. He acts like he doesn't, or he or she, I don't know. Acts like he doesn't care if I'm here. Alright, so, steel swords. Yes, I have a bunch of steel on me. 2 steel swords would be very nice. So it requires leather strips, iron ingot, and 2 steel ingots. Well, thankfully I have enough to make 2. Imperial sword. I like the steel sword. Anyways, I'm trying to stop looking like an Imperial. Which I'm not. Alright, let's sharpen these blades. My weapons will be much better now. Oh. I can also improve my hunting bow. Quite a bit, actually. Well, I need another steel ingot. I don't have any corundum on me. I'll take these iron ingots, so long as he's okay with that.
Watch what you're doing!
Okay. The smelter. I don't have corundum. I know where I saw some corundum, though. What's going on? Bro.
For you, that was just sitting there for the taking.
Huh? I don't know what they're going on about. Ah, steel. Right here. I would like to get some corundum, though. Steel is much better.
Take what you need, my friend.
See? Alvor lets me have what I want. Alright. I can even sharpen the pickaxe. Well, it uses iron. I've got plenty of iron, but I don't think I'll need for a while. Same with the woodcutter's axe. There. Now everything is sharpened and improved. Except for what I'm wearing. So, I need 3 leather. But you know what? There's more than that.
Glad you're here.
Because I have 500 gold now. If I'm able to make a backpack. There's a backpack that can help with my archery. And that's what I would like to create. Is it a scout backpack? I don't see it. I'll have to keep looking. Something's going on. Is it a wolf? I don't want the children to be hurt. There's a wolf there. It's fighting the dog.
That's the last of
You okay there, dog? I don't have the ability to heal you with magic. At least I have another pelt. Well, I can imagine there being much worse threats to Riverwood than the occasional wolf. It's such a beautiful place, though. Alright, I still didn't find that backpack. Keep looking. Hopefully there'll be no more wolves. And I'll see what more leather I can buy from
within
Alva.
reason, of course.
I found it. A hunter backpack. It helps me with my archery. Don't think I need a backpack with a bedroll. I already have a bedroll. Corundum ingot and 4 leather. Well, you need iron and corundum to make steel. Alvar.
May the gods watch over your battles, friend.
Okay, what do you have for sale?
Blades, helmets, pretty much anything to suit your needs.
I'm just interested in the materials. Oh, he does have corundum. Ooh, it's super expensive. I know where he keeps it too. I will take some leather, buy some leather though. Huh. He's giving me a bit of a better deal. Let's see. So maybe 10 pieces of leather. I've got leather on me too. I need corundum. Make that wolf leather. Alright. Now he's got more stores down here. Or... but there are even more down there. Bit of a more difficult lock to open. Hopefully no one will see this. I have a fair amount of lockpicks left. Ah. Some thief I am. I do have to say it's a bit more difficult than normal. Ingots. Steel. Iron. Iron. This is a very difficult lock for me. Well, Hada's just up there. You can see him. I don't know if I'll be able to open this.
I'm warning you, back off.
Okay, I've been warned. Apparently I've been seen. I think it was Hod, the one who runs the mill. Alright. Well,
take what you need, my friend. Within reason, of course.
I just want to make a backpack. I need at least 1 corundum. It's a hunter's backpack. One corundum ingot. I guess I just have to do it.
Glad you're here.
Let's buy a corundum.
The finest weapons and armor.
Now, let's make that backpack. just like the backpack I had before. Doesn't keep me warm, doesn't protect me, but I can carry more. And it also helps with my archery. Now, I have all this leather. Let's improve it. My armor. Not improving it by that much, but a little bit. I'm getting better at smithing. And tailoring. Okay, so, as far as I'm concerned, now is the time to pick up whoever is willing to come with me. You want to join me there, Rolmer?
Anything you need?
Follow me, I need your help.
To oblivion and back again.
I don't know if we're gonna go that far. You do have a weapon, right? Oh, a little dagger. I guess I can always give him one. Hey.
We heading out?
Yeah, I need
I've got all your equipment cleaned and ready.
I need, let's trade.
Right. Let's trade. That's
Alright.
what you said, right?
Yes.
You wanted to trade?
Yes. You can have my iron sword. You can have both. I don't need them. I keep my bow. Hopefully I'll find more arrows worth where we're going. And
right
wait.
behind you.
Make sure that you use it, right?
Of course. Just throw everything in the sack. And if you see my shoe brush somewhere in there, let me know.
Okay, so you're going to use the iron sword. You have a ring of conjuration. You have no bow. But I don't have any arrows to give you. I wonder if Sven will be willing to come to the Barrow.
Come on in. We got warm food, warm drinks, and warm beds.
Where is Sven? I don't know where he goes when he's not in here singing.
You're that visitor been poking around.
Oh, there's 2 rooms here. Maybe he's the one that stays in the other room. I'll bet you that's what happens. Hey, where's Sven? Maybe he just...
I'm at a stage in life where contemplation is worth more than rushing through life. Sit down, get some rest, dear.
I see, Sven. Oh yes, that's right. He has a house here. Well, then who's in the other room? Maybe the drunk? I call him Embry. Sven.
Well, look who it is. How have you been?
Good. Follow me. I need your help, if you don't mind.
Lead the way.
This may take a while, so you might want to make sure your mom's taken care of. I don't know if maybe a day or 2.
So, do you get that weird taste?
Please stop asking about that.
What is
She
that?
passes on my
yeah,
tail.
that sounds great, Mother. Only, it's just that...
I don't mind.
Dorothy,
Seeing
listen
as
to
they
me.
someday will
Your
be.
father and your friend may treat you like a boy, but you're not. Do you understand? So please, be a girl. For me.
Just stop trying to change me, Mother. I'm not a baby anymore. I'm almost a woman. I can't be who I want to be.
Fine. You play in the mud, or play with your father's forge, or get into sword fights with your little friend. But this is not over.
Alright. Well, let's get my weapons set up. Steel. 2 steel swords, sharpened, ready to go. Oh, they say Draugr live in barrows, though. But there's also those thieves that went up there.
Such a fine day. Smell the air. Isn't it wonderful?
Oh, you were right about that. So the 3 of us. Sven, kind of useless, and someone who's never probably killed a bug in his life. This will be fun. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.